hello. Hello, 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 hello. Oh, hello, Neonax, hello. How are you today? Let's see. Let's switch it over to here. Boom. Fine. That's good. I'm gonna answer this question completely unprompted. I'm doing all right. I've been very tired. Been extremely tired today. It's been tough. I slept for like, don't tell my boss this, but I did sleep for like right after my meeting, I slept from like 1 to 3 o'clock. And then after my 3:30, proceeded to take another nap from 4 to 5. And here I am. It's tough. Working on my FNF mod. Nice. Whenever I see FNF, I always think Five Nights at Freddy's, but that's FNAF, not FNF. Never played. Well, I played FNAF for like, I think it's the first night. And I was like, wow, this is like absolutely not my kind of game. Absolutely not my kind of game. Five Night Freddy's. Five Night Freddy's. Five Night Freddy's. Assuming that you accidentally hit your R key. Well, actually, you know, in the English language, you would, in a lot of acronyms, you, actually leave out the article. Thank you very much. Alright, so this is where we're at, by the way. So, it's a bit weird because you can drag... you can drag the whatever over other parts of the UI. I'm gonna call that a feature. It is a bit weird. It is a bit weird how it draws on top. And that's where we're at with that. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out, what was I doing last? I think I was doing saving for the little pixel art thing I'm doing. But actually, the pixel art thing I'm doing, I've accidentally, I was thinking about this, but I've accidentally made this like a real art program almost. Like this is how you would structure an actual art program. So you have your brush. Your brush takes in a position and then possibly some image data as well. It returns an intermediate blit object, where that blit object is, you know, like initial brush size or whatever. Or basically just like data on how to draw. So opening up Pixel Edit, my favorite pixel art program. That's kind of how it works, is that boom. Oh, that's 1 pixel. Hold on. Hello, Wolfpack system. Hello, hello. Continuing work on my pixel art program that I've accidentally made into like a real art engine. So it's hard being that good. It's hard being this good. But so in a regular pixel art program, you would just draw directly to the screen. I have accidentally made it possible to do like brush transforms. I don't know why, but it's possible. So I'm making my own FNF engine. I forgot I can't do that because I lack some knowledge. Or you can say I even have any. Yeah, I think making your own like rhythm game engine is really tough, for sure. I think I tried to do that before as well, but I think syncing audio to whatever's happening on screen is actually really tough, especially if the gameplay is entirely based off of, you know, syncing things to the screen. It's more difficult than it sounds. for sure. I wish I could do that. Do what? Make a rhythm game? Write your own engine? Writing your own engine? Pretty tough. Pretty tough. Writing your own engine for, well, it also depends on what you define as, like, what is the engine part, right? But, like, I think writing your own kind of rhythm game framework, we'll call it an engine, sure. Like in Godot, theoretically isn't too bad, but I think writing it entirely from scratch would probably be a better idea. Look at this. Look at that. Brush transforms. Handles opacity. Even though you would never want to do this in pixel art. Hooray. And in theory, it works standalone as well. Look at that. It's so gross. Let's see any plugins on commonly available do that. Work out of the box. I can see that. Probably just try to use the engine I'm using, which I'm assuming is Haxel Flixel. Yeah, but I think there's no such thing as being that good. It's just all experience, right? So it's like, if I've seen this pattern before, somewhat, or I haven't seen this specific pattern, but it's always nice to have a separation of concerns. So, you know, the reason why this program works like it does, where you have, you know, your brush, your canvas, and then you have an intermediate layer, is like, that's just how good software development works in general, in my opinion. Is that you should have a, you know, you have the drawer, you have the canvas, and then you have the thing that's drawn on the canvas. So in real life, there is no separation, but in software, there is that separation of, you know, there's a thing that should be drawn, there's a thing that's doing the drawing, and then there's a thing that's storing the drawing, right? So, like generally in like, you know, like if we're talking something that more people understand, it's like a website. So you have your back end, your front end, and then you have all the things in between, right? Well, that's actually not a good example. You have your JavaScript on your page. You have your formatting on the page. That's not a good example either. As you can tell, I'm mostly an integration developer, so there's always like, oh, here's your database access objects. Anyways, let's see. We're doing, oh, also there's a Toho rhythm game made in Godot. Looks cool. Are you talking about a Toho rhythm game? Are you talking about, hold on, I can find it. I think I'm in a Discord with the person who's writing the Toho rhythm game, I think, maybe. I need to find them. They're in Discord. They're the part of the people that are working on, or I guess, oh, I'm actually not tracking at all. I didn't realize, I forgot to turn on the tracker. That's how out of it I am today. Oh, all right, there we go. This FNF engine called Psych Engine is made for easy modding. Is there any way my avatar on stream can be a wolf? I'm just curious. It could. Do you have, can you create a sprite sheet? Let's see, what are these supposed to look like? I actually don't remember what they're supposed to look like. Is it in assets? Plugins? Assets? There's a potato. What size are these? These are, where do I find the size? These are 64 by 64. Project Heartbeat, yeah, Project Heartbeat, yeah. That's Toho? I thought it was just like MMD or anime stuff. Thought that was just anime stuff, but maybe I was wrong. Yeah. But I think that the developer of Project Heartbeat is one of the people that got MMD animations working in Godot as well, which is neat. No, I don't know how. Well, the simplest way to create a sprite sheet is to have an editing program that, I guess, allows you to create stuff like this. So I think the most popular kind of program for this is ASC Sprite. That costs money, or you can compile it yourself since it is open source. It's not free and open source, it's just open source, which is different. Alright, so how big are these supposed to be? This pixel is roughly 3 wide. Are these 3 wide? Oh no, what does a wolf look like? Actually, hold on. I got it. Aren't these supposed to have new stream assets? Oh yeah. That's why they don't show up, is because I accidentally deleted them all. I don't have money or space. Well, the old school way of creating, the old school way of doing animations, right, is to just go into Microsoft Paint and then very, very carefully, drawing out every single sprite. So you can zoom in, use this thing here, and then just manually place each pixel. Good luck. Godspeed, etc., etc. I'm not sure how to make it any, I don't know. I know there are some people that do pixel art in like that. It's very strange though. But if you don't have money, I think I would recommend, if you don't have money, if you're and assuming that you're on Windows, you would do paint.net. So you would do like 32, okay, what was it? 64 by 64 times 3. 64 times 3 is 182, oh, wait, 64 times 3, 184 times 3, 192. It's 192, and that's what your square would look like, and then you would need to manually divvy it up into 64 by 64 sprites, or you can just wing it. That's also good. But hold on, I think I do have just a wolf sprite, so let's get distracted again. So if I go to one of my older games, I think, well, it's a dog, but that's close enough. So here's animals.pixel. So I open this. Oh, did I save? Oh, these weren't saved to the stream assets. Ah, that's why they got wiped out, I think. Okay, well. This is what we're doing. All right, just paste this lad into here. Copy, paste. And then we'll just make it bounce. We can pretend like this is a wolf. This is not how you're supposed to do pixel art, by the way. It's probably the worst way of like scaling it. So we'll wiggle it. Oh geez, look at those jagged edges. It's beautiful. I hate it. So we'll just wiggle it back and forth. All right, there we go. There's your dog. Give it an export. We'll call it, what are we calling it? It's like dog, and then I suppose I could, hold on. We can just recolor it really quickly as well. Really slapdash. That's not gray. Is this gray? This looks, that's purple. I really have a gray. All right, you can just be a golden retriever. I'm on a crappy laptop. Well, how crappy is your laptop? should be usable for... Like, it should be able to run paint.net. Otherwise, I don't think you would be able to run Godot. Like, paint.net is fairly non-intensive. Upper. Alright, there you go. Phenomenal. Discard. We'll send it. Then grab you. Yeah, there we go. Can't run anything? I don't know, like what processor do you have? How many gigs of RAM do you have? I'm assuming that you don't have a dedicated graphics card. Otherwise that would be strange. Yeah, but there we go. You're not really a wolf, but you're a dog. No dedicated graphics card, yeah. So I'm assuming it's some sort of Intel processor. Probably like the worst processor that is still used in modern day is probably like a 3000 series. If it's worse than that, you might have trouble just running Windows. And at least 4 gigs of RAM as well. Menu bar. Alright. Let's think. I think I need to hook into the Godot save system. So when I press Control S, how do I hook into that? So Godot editor save. How to save games? No. I need to hook into that thing. Handles. No. I might as well push this into vertical screen. But then that also breaks this mouse ripple. That's alright. Yeah, but going by the stream title, I am working on a pixel editor. So, and it's supposed to work in both. It's supposed to work in both the editor and standalone. Standalone isn't too hard, but making it work in the editor is more of a pain for sure. Because you can't use many of the niceties that you get with just a standalone game, like a separate camera. So I kind of have to implement the camera myself, which leads to, like, this looks okay because I'm just drawing the UI entirely on top. But running it from within the editor, we run into that problem where you can drag the icon outside of the bounds, which is kind of funny, but probably not expected either. Let's see. Apply changes. It's probably not what we want. This white background is also just destroying my eyes. Add control to dock. Add control to dock. Does that give me a button, by the way? It doesn't. So there's no way for me to make something visible just like that. Okay. And I'm also, what I'm looking for right now is some way to grab a handle onto the save function of the editor. Of course, no one ever writes anything for this kind of stuff. 4 gigs of RAM. Yeah, 4 gigs of RAM is usually the minimum for a modern computer. I think if you run Windows 10, you need 4 gigs of RAM. think Windows 7 and earlier probably could have gotten away with 2 gigs, because I think netbooks, remember netbooks? Maybe that's like betraying how old I am, but netbooks had almost no RAM. Oh yeah, I think the computer I used during university, when my main computer died, I used a Chromebook running Ubuntu. I think that only had like 2 or 3 gigs of RAM. It was absolutely tiny. 2.1 gigahertz CPU. Well, I mean that's just like the clock speed, right? What's the processor version? It's usually next to you. So if you go to your task manager, it makes it really easy. So you just go to performance, and then I'll tell you right here under CPU. Like I have mine is pretty beefy. Mine is pretty beefy, but I'm also like a single adult. I don't have kids. I'm a little too... Well, actually, I used to be too young for kids, but I guess I'm getting to that age. No. I'm in my mid-20s. Some may argue late 20s, but I think I'm still closer to mid-20s. Because I think if you split it up, your 20 to 23 is your early 20s. 24 to 26 is your mid-20s. 28 to 30, I suppose 28 to 30 30 is just your early 30s, isn't it? I don't know. 3.4. Oh, so yeah, you have 4 gigs of RAM, but you're using half of it for like OS stuff, and or just watching the stream, I suppose. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't think... How do I hook into the save functionality? That's all I'm looking for. Probably I can't open more than 7 tabs. Yeah, I mean, if you're running Chrome, that's probably to be expected. Chrome is a beast in and of itself, but so it goes. If you were running Linux, I know there are a few tricks to get around the low resource limit, but I'm assuming that you're on Windows. So the most I can do for you on Windows is like adjust your power setting. So if you're on a laptop, you can, and if you're hooked in to a charger, you can turn it to high performance mode. And then which jacks up your fan speed and all that. Is that state? Restores the state given what? Ooh. Gets the state of your plugin editor. Used when saving the scene, so state is kept when opening again. Ooh. I don't think that's what I want. Actually, that might be what I want. What does set state give me? I don't know. Get state. Let's just print out get state, I suppose. Print get state. Probably don't print get stack. Ooh, invalid call. A non-existent function get state in base editor plugin GD. Gets the state of your plugin editor. Oh, this is something I need to override. Oh, interesting. I grind to an absolute halt. Check that setting. It's been on the whole time. Very nice. High performance mode. Feels bad, man. I don't know. Windows swap file. Does Windows have a swap file? No. Well, you might. You could probably look into using a swap file. It's a bit sus though. I've never done swap files on Windows. But if you use a swap file, it's like a way for you to artificially increase your RAM size. I mean, it's a lot tougher on your hard drive as well. So it's not like, oh, you should have like a lot of swap. But if you're working with limited RAM, increasing your swap could work. Hello, Bumdy. Hello, hello. What I'm looking for right now is a way to handle saving just by hitting Control S in the editor. I don't really see anything. Although I'm kind of wondering if it's like get state, set state. It might be get state, set state. Restores a state saved by get state. And I'm wondering if that's something I need to override. It might be. So I would do something like function get state. And then I would just need to grab the file and then save it immediately. Like, this is starting to get very complicated. I don't think you should. Control S should stick to a scene, I think. Well, then that's the question, right? So, because I was thinking about it. I think what you said yesterday makes a lot of sense. I have to go hosting game night soon. Ooh, game night. I'm assuming it's going to be it's either console games or board games. I always forget that board games exist, but I suppose some people are still into those. But Control S should... Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Wolfpack system. Minecraft Bedrock. Oh, for the performance, I suppose. Neat. Must be rough running it on the your computer. But yeah, what I was thinking about, Bundy, is that given this, I think it would make sense for, you know, you would press Control S and then this would actually save it. So you would click on whatever you want, right? You would click on whatever you want, click, and then, you know, or you click on the icon, it loads in, you make your modifications to it, and then you press Control S to save. It saves it to icon PNG. Yeah, that's probably what I would expect to happen, at least. And then you have like a manual save, save as, and load button here if you want to do that kind of stuff. I don't know. Well, I'm worried about people always Control S instinctively. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like talking about like the ergonomics of the application. I think that ergonomically it should be working like it should work like this, right? So you make your edits, you press Control S, and then it just works, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I think put an option, maybe. Like intercept Control S, or Control S saves, whatever. All right, I'm interested to see what set state does though, because these are virtual functions. So open up the output, press Control S, press Control S. What does set state do? Returns the state saved by get state. Get state gets the state of your plugin editor. This is used when saving the scene, and it's for switching tabs, so state can be restored when the tab returns. Save image on plugin invisible or use button. I don't know. I still think it's better to hook into the Control S thing. Like if I just knew where it was, then I could make it configurable. The problem is I don't know where it is. The editor interface doesn't appear to have any of those hooks. Undo redo might? No. Is committing action. What is committing action? No. Don't you just use capture keystroke? I could, but there must be a better way of doing it, right? Like the most simple way of capturing or doing any of this stuff, right, is to just override input event. Actually, we don't need to override it here. We can just do this all in the main function. Because of course this will be like so. So we can do elif events is input event mouse, or not mouse button, key. So what are the input event key stuff? So input, yeah. But the reason why I wanted to look to see for the editor one was we handle everything centrally as opposed to me just kind of adding my my thing on top of it. If I can hook into it, it'd be better, but so it goes. So it goes. Input event with modifiers. Is this input of, oh, this is input event with modifiers. Okay. So if I grab this, even editor one is optimal maybe. For the sake of modifying or seeing in the code to change it for other users. What? Makes sense. Does it? Isn't that what I was saying though, is like the editor one makes more sense? Like most people do Control S. Like if you want to, oh, something broke. Something broke. I have broken something. I made a change to something when I shouldn't have, hold on. I'm also like committed to dog fooding my own program at this point. All right, so we hit Control S. Someone wants Control Alt S. They can see the line and edit it. That's what I mean. What's Control Alt S? What does Control Alt S do? Control Alt S. Ooh. Control Alt S. You mean Control Shift S? Nothing. What? I don't really get what you're trying to say, unfortunately. Our event is input event with modifiers. I guess we can do this. If event is input event with modifiers. Not printing anything. That's weird. Does this work standalone? It means if user doesn't want to override Control S, save function, scene save function. Well, I mean, that's easy, right? I mean, if you're just making things configurable, all you need to do is add a flag. Or you know, by flag, I mean if statement, you know. If this thing, then do a thing, right? That's easy to turn it on and off. What I'm looking for here is some way to actually listen for it. But it appears like the Control S functionality is being intercepted anyways, which is unfortunate. So I'm not sure. So like here, I'm definitely getting it, right? So Control S, Control S. That's easy. But that only works in standalone mode, which means that something else is intercepting my inputs here, which is unfortunate. Let's disable this. I might have to do this at the plugin level, which would make me very sad. So input, let's see, if event is input event key, do print os get scan code string event get, or just get scan code with modifiers, right? So then we open this up, hopefully. All right, now, okay, so this has to happen at the, that has to happen at the plugin level if I want to hook into it. That's painful. I don't like that. And it also means it's harder for me to hook into here as well, because I think dummy plugin now needs to also do this, right? So what am I using for dummy? Why do I use dummy? Ooh. What is dummy used for? Oh god. Create dummy plugin. Create dummy plugin. Ooh. Setup util. Oh, I moved all this to setup util. But I don't think I actually used this dummy thing, so that should be fine. So as long as we're just adding this to the main screen, that should be okay. Yeah. Okay, create dummy plugin, setup util. Then this just adds in dummy plugin. Dummy plugin is all of this stuff. So then, I don't think this does anything. Yeah. We should just have like a regular cleanup function. Looks for stuff in the property list. Freeze everything. Easy. Oh, hold on. That's what dummy is for. So these things extend dummy. Yeah. It's only been about a week since I've written this, but I've already completely forgotten how it works. It's a good sign. All right, so let's copy this stuff from plugin. We'll want these to work the same. I think I've copied way too much here. If events is input event key, we'll do the same thing here. Just so the input stuff is all the same. Then in main, plugin, and then we just need to add child really quickly. Add child plugin, so that they will kind of work the same, right? So then this one, boom, boom, cool. Okay. It does mean that I now need to maintain save stuff in two different places, kind of. Or let's actually create a new script. We'll call it save util. Save util. Call it a reference. Save util. Where did I create it? Here. All right, so there's your save util. Boom. So plugin will have a reference to the save util. So var save util, some sort of reference, we don't care. We'll load it in. Wow. And then input events. Event is input event key. Then we'll need to match against a specific scan code with modifier. How do I grab the modifier? So on the side here, we have input event with modifiers. Okay, so we want to see if it's control and then also S. Okay. So what if we just do something like func handle save hotkey? Yeah. Save or a handle save input event. Yeah, so events, this will be some sort of input event, and then we'll just do all the filtering here. Right? I think that makes sense. So in plugin, we instantiate a save util. This lives as long as a plugin lives. And then we'll just, you know, handle save event. And then that should just save input event. That should just work, right? We'll grab this, paste it back into here. So now we're fully abstracting everything. Oh baby, enterprise scale. Too much brain power, yeah. Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Oh, okay, and then the dummy plugin needs to handle this. Yeah, not this thing. This thing needs to handle this. So whenever we create a dummy plugin, we also create a save util. And then we'll copy this stuff. So these things will just have to work the same way, which is easy enough. Dummy plugin here. Yeah, it's beautiful. So then we can still run, running into a bunch of errors as well. That's good. Can't call non-static function, handle save input event in script. Yeah. Oh, it's because I didn't call new. Sorry. It's beautiful. Okay, so they both work the same way now. So also in plugin can't. Ooh. Okay. Did I make the same mistake here? I didn't call new. I did not call new. Good job. Good job. Good job. Okay. Let's see. I think we will want to see if main is visible. So I guess save util will need to know, well, we'll need to have a handle onto main. I think it'll always need to have a handle onto main, so that's okay. So var main, this is some sort of control or some sort of node, right? It doesn't matter. So in dummy plugin here, or no, say, yeah. Yeah. Or in plugin and then in main, we will need to modify it both times. Yeah. So create dummy plugin. There's the plugin. Then plugin dot save util dot main equals self. It's a bit strange. It's a bit strange. Not gonna lie. And then save util main equals main. Think that's still okay. So we can run both of these. That's all right. Yeah, because we always need to have a handle onto the main screen because the main screen is where the canvas is stored. So that's how we're going to access like the actual saving part. Yeah. What a great system. He said somewhat sarcastically, but also. So you can control S and pixel tab now. Well, kind of. I think we'll need to do this first. So if main visible, or if main not visible. If not main visible, then just early return. So this will not do anything in standalone mode because main is always visible, but in this mode, we can You can see I'm pressing Control S. I guess maybe you won't be able to see, but there's no logs. But then when we go to pixels, we can then Control S. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. What a great design. What a great design. Big fan, big fan. So let's see. What do we want to do from here though? Because now we have main. All we're doing is printing stuff out at the current moment. I'm thinking. So if event is input event key, or I guess if not event is input event key, then we'll just return. Otherwise, we can just assume that it's some sort of input event key. I like these kind of filter events more. Let's see. If event, is it control? That's what input events with modifiers is called. Yeah, input event modifiers. So we're looking for control. And scan code. Actually, on other keyboards, is save always Control S? I'm not sure. I've only ever used ASCII and ISO keyboards. Or I guess not ASCII and ISO. I've only used ASCII layout or ANSI layout keyboards, and then also like a British keyboard, which is ISO layout. But I've never used like a German keyboard, so I don't know if like the save thing is the same thing. That's why I wanted to hook into the native editor plugin, or the editor save format, because I'm assuming the editor handles saving properly. Or it handles it cross language. Is that? It's all the same queue layout. Okay, interesting. Scan code is equal to key S. Just make it consistent. And event pressed. Even when you change layout, you had to press S where it is. Interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, that's also how you know I've only ever used QWERTY as my keyboard layout. Yeah. There's actually, somewhat related, is that I joined the Discord for this jam. Let's see, it's this one. And someone else was making a simple sprite editor. So I think theirs is a lot simpler, but it fits almost the same niche. So that might be worth checking out if you don't like my implementation. I think my implementation is accidentally closer to a painting app. Pixels over sprites, yeah. I think my implementation is accidentally closer to a painting app than a pixel art editor, which is unfortunate. Right, because you can do things like this and then also set opacity. And then because of also how I designed it, if you wanted to have more complicated like blending situations, like if you wanted to have modifiers to your brush afterwards, it's still very, very possible because of how I set up the data, right? Basically, it's this part here that makes it possible to have like additional operations on your brush. So you have your standard brush, and then you have things afterwards that modify whatever the brush drew. You know, a small idea, brush opacity. That I've already done that though. Well, I guess it's not brush opacity. It's based off of the color, but it's like the same thing. let's see, this works standalone still. So Control S, we only ever hear Control S. All right, so I'll need to grab, not true though. Well, yeah, I know that you can have like different opacities. So you can have like, if you wanted to like double layer the opacity, I get it, you know? So you had like roughly 50% opacity and then you wanted to have like I guess if your palette had multiple different opacities, like some colors were full opacity, some colors were half opacity, and then you wanted a brush that was always 50%. Yeah. Could be, but I'm not super worried about that. Luckily, Godot has built-in color palette functionality, so I don't need to do anything. You can't paint 100% opacity with 50% transparent. Well, I mean, that's on the user, right? Like, I'm not... You know, if you intentionally shoot yourself in the foot, that's not my fault. You know, I've only provided you the tools to do so. And who am I to get in your way? If you want to shoot yourself in the foot, that's your business. So let's see, handle, save, input, event. So then there's two things that we would want to do. So there's like save to, yeah, I guess it's just save to file, right? And then there's save to cache. So I think what I was thinking about today was if I want to do like non-destructive editing, I would need to have two functions. One to save like directly to this file. So whatever you click on then becomes, you know, your primary edited thing here. I think that makes sense. But then, right, and then when you save, it saves back to this file, but then we can also have just like a cache somewhere. I'm thinking it'll just be in the same project. Maybe I'll just save it right next to your old file, but then that'll just be like the two files, right? So you'll have your main file and then your cache file. So if you ever want to go back, oh, and I guess I'll also need to have like an intermediate work file as well, just to make it. Do I need an intermediate work file? Maybe I don't. Not quite understand what you mean, but, well, what I'm saying, right, is that, well, are we talking about like my explanation of brush opacity? Or are you talking about my save implementation thing? So for brush opacity, right, if you have 50% brush opacity, but your color is at 100%, or 255 in this case, right? You would expect the color to come out at 50% opacity because of your brush opacity, right? But if you had a color at roughly 50% opacity, and then you had a brush opacity of 50%, you would expect the color to actually come out at 25% opacity. Right, because that's just how opacity, like that's how the modifier would work, right? Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Like I can see why you would want to have separate like color opacities and brush opacities, but I think at the end of the day, it's not really my problem. It's nice to have, but I don't see why you can't just have like, oh, like this is my color black, and then you have another one. This is my color slightly less black. Problem is you can't paint half transparent. Well, yeah, you can. You can. Is that you just need to set this to half opacity. You know? Yeah, so this is black, and then this is half black. That's half opacity. So it's up to the user just to set their own opacities. See that? What am I seeing? This, it's blended. What do you mean it's blended? Everything is blended in this one. Because we're drawing everything directly to the sprite. Well, everything is always going to be drawn directly to the sprite. That's the problem. I don't quite get it. What's the problem? This is what I would expect, right? Not for solid color. The solid color is not blended though. The solid color is solid. Not always. Where? It's always solid. This is black. This is the color black. This one is half opacity, which is what you were talking about, right? This is half opacity, therefore it should be blended with the color under it. Or are you talking about just like an opacity brush? Like just a brush that paints opacity? Isn't that just like white? Isn't that just like, that's just white? Actually, that's not true. Just like an opacity, like this makes this part of the sprite more transparent. I guess white isn't actually opacity. Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, just a opacity brush. I don't think it would be too hard to implement. It would just, you would just need to program it in. Like I think I know exactly how I would implement it, right? So based off of this, right? So here we can see that, you know, pencil, it's a really simple calculation, but then oh geez. Ooh, invalid call, non-existent function, handle, save, input events. Ooh, what happened? 46. 46. Ooh, where? 46. Save util, handle, save, input event. Ooh. Save util.gd. Okay, so I broke something. Save util, handle, save, input events, plugin. Save. Ooh. Invalid call. Wasn't this working before? Just disable blend on brush opacity, draw the raw color. Brush opacity is 1, then raw color or full blend. I think what I'm going to do after I fix this, hold on, I need to fix this by the way. I wonder if it just kind of like breaks after a little bit. I don't really know. It's a bit weird. Non-existent function does, yeah, I guess it, like, does it just go away at some point? But there must be something that's being called at somewhere. I don't know. Brush opacity and 1, the raw color, a full blend. That sounds tough. I think it's better just to have a separate brush. Because that's not something I would see myself wanting to use. I don't know. I don't really see a use for it, but maybe that's like a thing that lots of people use, but it's so easy. That's what I'm saying. Is it easy? So blit here, we're doing blending. I guess we don't want to blend. I guess we could blend, we can move the blending out to somewhere else, right? But then where do I save the stuff? Create var for opacity and blend with that. Well, yeah, I know how to implement it. My idea would be more like, most people wouldn't expect that to be on your pencil tool, but I'm also thinking, how do I push this into the blit data? So this is just like, this is like position data, I suppose. And then we would also have to have like color data at the same time. So this is position data on color data. Uh-huh. And then pencil, blitz. Where is it? So we'll have position data. Position data. And then I think we'll also need to do a pass for color data. Make a slider after brush size for opacity, maybe? I don't... See, that's the thing. I don't think it's like a thing lots of people would use. It's like, that seems like a very like specific tool. But you do bring up a good point in that I should probably separate out the blending part. So we're not always blending. I think because I am handling blitz stuff here, so I might as well. Might as well do this. Or actually, this should just accept a, what is this? Fill square. Fill square. Yeah, this is positions. And colors. Right? We don't necessarily need to use it right away, but fill squares are... So my pixel art editor requires they want raw colors mostly, not any blending. I don't know. That seems like your requirement. I'm gonna see how I do see fit. If you didn't want it, you could just delete the pixel, right? Like usually, like I think if you're doing pixel art, you're not doing opacity either. So this is not really. Yeah, if you're doing pixel art in general, you're not working with opacity, so it's not. We're talking about a very specific use case where you don't want blending, but you do want opacity, which is like a strange combination. A very specific combination, not strange, shall we say. We're being political about it. It's not strange, it's just unusual. Right? Because if you're doing pixel art, you're not usually using opacity anyways. So. Right, like most old school pixel art has no opacity attached to it. Is being used? Not really. I mean, if you're having the parts of the sprite that aren't being drawn, but that's true for this one as well. Oh, don't move this. Oh, jeez. Don't move this. So fill square. I guess we don't want to pass colors into this, actually. This should be like a different thing entirely. Maybe we'll want to fill it twice. I don't know. I need to think about that. It's being used, particle effects is being used. Well, I don't know. I mean, you should just do it yourself then, right? Just do it manually. It's very specific. That's why I'm saying it's a very specific ask. So I don't see a great use case for it, except for like particle effects in pixel art games where you want to respect the pixel art style except for particles. And then you also don't want to just, you know, use like an eraser tool, erase part of the image, and then just color it over with a lower opacity. It's a very specific shortcut. That's what I'm saying. So fill square. Maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe, yeah. Yeah. Or, I'm trying to think. Like, should I append the specific color for this as well? So we'll do like R color data append. So this will be image get pixel v position. I guess that'll work. And then I'll just need to pass in the image here as well. So we don't need to do like image get width, image get height, although we could. All right, so base brush. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, okay. So positions, color, and then image, which is an image. And we'll pass in the other things manually as well. And so then colors will equal append. It'll be a vector2 of, or it won't be a vector2, it'll actually be a color from the image. And then we'll need to potentially do some modifications to it based off of that. Get pixel x, y. And so this is just the color at this point. And then we can run through the colors one more time if needed. Yeah. So then this is our color data. Pass in the image one more time. This one is our color data. Then we pass in the image. Yeah. So then the paint, or the blit object, right, will contain both position data for each pixel, and then those are stored by index. And then also just color, yeah, position data and color data. So color data is mapped back to positions by index. So now all we need to do in main well then the brush needs to know about the primary color. I guess primary color should be stored on the brush, I guess. Maybe not. Paint, maybe paint can accept a color as well. So there's position, there's some sort of color, then image, so then color, some sort of color, image. Smart brush will also need to be changed. Color, image, and then we'll just pass it in here. Primary color, because the primary color comes with the toolbar. Everything goes back to main, so main will pass in the position, the primary color, and the image. Yeah, okay, that makes sense to me. Then here, yeah, I guess we will just apply the blending here. Yeah. Or maybe not. Because this doesn't actually make sense. Well, I don't need to use the image here at all. Or I don't need to use the image here for the color, right? It's just whatever color we pass in. I mean, that is the color, right? For that particular piece of data. Yeah, I'm making this really complicated for no reason. Yeah. Brushes should only pay attention to positioning data. Yeah, I've made this really complicated. All right, let's get rid of this. Let's undo. I don't know which parts needed to be undone, so we're just undoing it manually. Or I don't want to just Control Z over and over again. So we can pass in a color, but I don't think I'm going to implement that feature. I don't think it makes sense. It's too complicated for pretty much no gain. Pencil, let's see. This thing, don't pass a color into the thing. All the brush cares about is positioning. Yeah, so just undo everything. This one doesn't take this stuff anymore. I think the blending will need to, I guess that will be where we do the blit stuff. So we can run some operations over that, maybe. I don't know. I think this is what we're gonna go with. Blit position data. Yeah. They're very complicated. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I've convinced myself. It's like it's too complicated of a system for not enough benefit. Let's see. Where were we? We're on save util. Yeah, okay. So save to file, save to cache. And then, all right, so this will need to have a file name. And then I also need to grab the doc. So there's the editor interface, resource file system. Yeah. What does inspect object do? Shows the given property on the object in the editor's inspector doc. Okay. Is there any way for me to modify this part, which is like modify the right-click menu? Maybe file system doc. I couldn't. Yeah, I guess I can just hook into the signal. That's not bad. I don't really know what inherit means. Instance. File moved. File moved. Display mode change? No. Folder removed. Inherit instance. I don't think any of this is what I want. So there must be another thing on this then, which is like yeah, there's probably like a tree that I can hook into here, and then we can, you know, listen for that instead. Yeah, because none of these are file selected. I don't know what inherit means, and there's no description, which is just fantastic. I wonder if the Godot thing has a thing on that. So let's go to 3.4, because that's what we're on. Editor. So file system. Is it called just editor file system? File. Yeah, file system. All written in C++. So good. That's how you know this is about to be just an absolute banger. Okay. Okay. Public is importing scan updates. Where do you define signals? Where do you define signals? So if we do like inherit, not defined here, inherit, not defined. It's not defined here. Where do you define the signals then? Eh? Signal, no. Eh? Like that's editor file system. Is that the wrong thing? So file system. Oh, file system doc. You know what? It's fair enough. I was looking at the wrong thing. Editor file system is not the file system doc, by the way. All right, so no signal. How about inherit? Sure. Sure. That's the one thing. Like, get selected path. That's what I want. I don't think this is exposed, though. Because I think everything that's exposed needs to be done in the... Isn't there like a register function somewhere? Oh no. It's usually at the bottom, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, hello. Forgotten. Hello, hello. How are you today? Redeem to hydrate. Alright, well, let's drink some water instead of drinking alcohol like we usually do. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. What I'm working on is a pixel art editor for the Godot Add-on Jam. Need to stop getting so distracted with other feature requests, but... Nani? Wait, hold on. That's supposed to be prepended by... Omae wa mo shinderu. Nani? I've never seen Fist of the North Star, so I'm kind of a poser. Non-existent size on base nil with a value of type int. Where is this coming from? So I'm assuming this is from plugin somewhere. So 38. No. Hey. What on 145? Is it in pencil? Ooh. 145. Brush size. Oh, brush size. Non-existent function in... Alright. I know this'll work, but... So, right now it works in both standalone... Well, right now it only works in standalone. I broke something when I was making a bunch of changes, but... It also used to work in the editor. I just need to figure out what I broke. Yeah, so invalid call, non-existent function, new and base and GD script. And so that's in main 38, presumably. Yeah. Actually it says 37 here, but I'm doing a little bit of code injection. So, kind of breaks a few things. Non-invalid set index size on base, no. I think this should still work. Nope. I guess it broke. Let's just refresh the editor just in case something got stuck. That happens sometimes, especially when you're working with editor plugins, which is probably the most painful part about working with editor plugins as well. Yeah, I think something just got stuck. But yeah. Someone's so loud. Wait, what? What do you mean, wait, what? Here's what we're working with. So, what I need to do is make a better save thingy. Or make any save thingy at all. I think my current implementation that I'm trying to go with is pretty good. It's just a bit convoluted right now. This one. Fair enough. Fair enough. So file system doc. Yeah, what I'm trying to do right now is the intent is for like this editor here, right? So you can see it just kind of pops up, then you have your toolbar, then you'll have also just like another menu that you can click on stuff. The intent is whenever you click on a new image, it will load the resource into, you know, this screen here, and then you can just start editing it immediately. And right now I'm also intercepting, you know, the Control-S key combination. So that's what this is supposed to do. So I saved a file. So I overwrite the original image, but then also I save the old image to just like a cache at some point. And then once the, you know, I guess you turn off your project, I'll clear the cache. but so it is like completely destructive, but so it goes, right? You should be making more backups. And that behavior is also configurable, I guess, as well. So like, always keep images in your cache, but then just know that, you know, stuff will happen. Let's see, sounds hard. That's coming from someone like 0 skill. Well, it's not hard per se. You just need to, you know, have everything line up properly. I think the hardest part is finding out how do I access this thing without having too many hacks, right? Programming is just a lot of logic. There's no math. Pretty much no math. As you can see, like, there's no numbers on screen at all. Well, there's no numbers in my current code. It's just, you know, like, what do we want? We want to load in this scene, the menu bar, you know? What does that do? It does what it says on the tin, right? So you, in our plugin, you know, we load menu bar, then we instance the scene, store it here. We do a little bit of code injection, which is the only hard part, but you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, and then we, you know, at the very end, we just add everything to its respective place. And there we go. I mean, I think there are definitely some weird and complicated things that I'm doing here. So for example, being able to run the plugin in the editor and as well as just running it standalone is something that a lot of plugins kind of struggle with, which is because I think if you don't explicitly design around that, you tend to have too many dependencies on the plugin or on the editor interface, which is kind of tough. But that's where inject tool comes in for me. Let's see. Basically Medibang Paint Pro type of deal. I don't know what that is, but sure. It's mostly supposed to be more of a like if you ever used Game Maker. Game Maker has a built-in sprite editor, which I've always kind of liked. So that's what I would like to do as well. It's something that I've always kind of felt was missing from Godot. So, get file system doc. Let's get resource file system. Editor file system. Ooh, this is different. Resource file system as the editor sees it, and then file system doc. What's the difference? Ooh. Ooh. What? As the editor sees it. I feel like this is not what I want. I feel like this is absolutely not what I want. I want file system doc. I've tried that as well, but failed at doing so. It's fine. That's the spirit of programming. Is trying something, failing at it, and then hopefully you go back to it again. You know, that's really the joy of programming. I think if you're adverse to failure, one, that's kind of a unhealthy mindset. Lots of things in life you're going to fail at least a few times. You know, like it's the same with skydiving, right? Is that they don't usually let you skydive by yourself the first time. You actually have to jump quite a few times before they let you jump alone. At least in the US. Yeah. So I tried that command. Oh, there we go. Don't worry. It's actually question mark. I wrote the bot, it's custom, so to differentiate it from other bots, it just uses a question mark. Because we're a special snowflake. We don't follow the rules. It's a VBox container. Which one of these potentially splits? I wonder if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a feeling it's 5. No, actually, it might be the first one. Oh, so you botted it? What do you mean I botted it? Do you mean like I wrote my own bot? In which case, that's true. I did write my own bot. There's the bot. Under my GitHub repo, you win. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, usually when people say you botted it, they're usually referring to like you wrote like a bot to like scalp GPUs or whatever, which is not true. Did not write anything to like automate whatevers. Although technically this bot is doing some spam detect. That's not true actually. There's only spam detection in the Discord thing, but let's see. Is it V-split container? It might be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, well, I think that's one way of getting around spam, right? Is typing in just gibberish that's different. Pretty good way of getting around it, for sure. Still wouldn't recommend you do it, but, you know. We're all adults here, more or less. Or at least we're all the same age on the internet. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I suppose I should have gotten 3 instead and seen what that gives me. Alright, so okay, that's what I want. I want get child, and I want the tree there. Okay, so that should be a tree object, which is what I want to hook into. Yeah, beautiful. So that's really gross. I hate that, but also it's gonna totally work. My guy in his stream shirt is a moving green screen. Oh, this is true. I wrote this, by the way, as well. Pretty much everything that you see on screen I wrote, which is the fun part. And then there's the bot. We'll just duckify him. We can make it really small as well. So small it goes upside down. Yeah, it uses a green screen, not transparency. I don't know. I had a lot of people just go into my stream and be like, did you know like using transparency is like really slow? I was like, oh, I didn't know that. But then other people told me it's not as slow, so I have no idea. Someone somewhere must be talking out of their butt, but whatever. I'll let it slide for now. Dinner bone time? Dinner bone time? What does that mean? Is that Zoomer speak for dinner bone time? I don't know. Is that like what do you want for dinner? Or what's the anime thing? It's like, would you like dinner, a bath, or me? Right? So I guess the bone would be option number 3. Tree connect. Let's see. It'll be something selected. Items. Is it items selected? Self on item selected. Let's just see which one it hooks into. Because I know that hooking into the tree can give you potentially a few different results. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can multi-select here, which makes it kind of tough. Yeah, so multi-selected, that's what we need to hook into. If you named a mob in Minecraft Dinnerbone, it'll be upside down. I need to play more Minecraft. I only played the Minecraft beta a lot way back in the day. And that was back in when I was still in high school. So it's like I graduated high school 2013. So roughly like 2010, 2011. But past that, I haven't really played any Minecraft. It's interesting. Is Herobrine still a thing? DAE Herobrine stalks you in your game world. Also working, need to finish till tomorrow, I hear you. What, about getting old? Got him. I am pretty much finished for the week, which is nice. Today I've been very tired, mostly for no reason, but I did have a final turnover of most of the project stuff over to the clients. And of course, as a consultant, they always kind of grill you. It's like, oh, it's this shit, and I was like, man. So right after that, meeting at 12, I just went to sleep. Slept until my next meeting, which is 3. Sat there, didn't do anything, Basically, whenever I come into a conference call nowadays, I just kind of sit there, don't announce myself, and then just hope they don't call on me. And then when the meeting's over, I just kind of like silently leave as well. It's worked out so far. It's very strange, very weird energy for sure, but I'm into it. But yeah, all that just to say, I'm done for the week mostly, until my next project starts, which is end of the month. So haven't seen or heard about him in a long time in normal Minecraft, but modded Minecraft, I think someone cut him in again. Yeah, I think there's always been a lot of mods for all that kind of stuff, especially in Java. Does Minecraft Bedrock have mods? Custom commands. So duck, jump. What was it called? Small. One of these. And I think if you do small, yeah, it sets you just to negative like 0.01, which makes you very small for whatever reason. Yeah, so that code is actually all available on my GitHub. It's not documented anywhere, but if you want to look through the code and see if you can figure out what the custom commands are. All the custom commands actually map 1-to-1 with the buttons that you see here. So there's randomize, or you're not allowed to call reset scale, only I'm allowed to do that. But duck, randomize, small, chunk, jump. So it's basically like it's a more efficient channel point thing. So you could just use the regular jump, or you could use, randomize jump. So it'll randomize you and then also just cause everything to jump. So it's technically a little bit cheaper if you know exactly what you want. Yeah, I was working on a way so like the command wouldn't show up, but it's whatever. Thought you make a command. I thought you make a command is that lol? What? Yes. I don't know what that means, so yes. 100%. Attempt to connect non-existent signal multi-selected to method editor plugin on multi-selected. Interesting. Does that signal not exist? Multi-selected. Oh, did I accidentally leave a space in it? Oh baby, I accidentally left a space in it. All right, so it's all multi-selected. Cool. So we only need to do this part for Twitch. I'm still not sure what I thought you make a command is that. LOL. I thought you make a command is that. Yeah, that's not a proper English sentence. So I'm having a little trouble parsing it. I'm usually pretty good at, you know, reading gibberish and also hearing gibberish, because that's mostly it's mostly what I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Because you would think that a lot of professionals are actually like, or lots of business professionals, quote unquote, are good at communicating. But here's the dirty little secret, is that most people are just really, really bad at writing emails or just talking in general. It's absolutely astounding. Like, you add a command to the bot. Well, I mean, that's not really how it works, right? So, oh look, it's, oh, this isn't even my Discord. What am I doing? So if we go to, where's my GitHub? There's my Discord, but if we go to Friendly Potato Stream, which is the name for this for whatever reason. So we look at, I think it's chat minions GD. Yeah, so every command is linked more or less one-to-one. So there is like the Twitch part of it, which, you know, we can, a peek behind the veil. Was it viewer rewards, channel points, manage rewards? Yeah, so then there are these, and then you have to write some code to hook everything up on the back end as well. So this is actually the consumer of the code. This is all written in with Godot and GD scripts, by the way. So it's not just one command to the bot, mostly because I wrote the bot. I wrote pretty much everything. I don't use any other people's tools besides OBS. But, you know, you have to handle everything here. You connect to stuff. Thank you very much, Gareth, for the hydrant. Let's drink some more water. I can feel my bladder starting to fill up alongside this gin. Alright, I've drank like half a liter of water on stream today. Please have mercy. Am I able to spam more than one word? One word more than one time in custom command? I don't know, I mean, you can try it. I already know the answer, but isn't that that's the beauty of it, is that you're able to try things without too much fear of loss, but you still have loss, so it makes it count, right? So there's the intrinsic, able to gain stuff, able to spend stuff. Even though it's all fake money that I can't give you any of. Or if you're feeling adventurous, you could just look at the code. But anyways, this is what I'm working on, by the way, Gareth. Look at that. Wow. It's an in-editor pixel art editor, which is surprisingly more complicated than you would think it would be. But here we are. So I'm just working on a way to save right now. Always a bit tough. We're making it work. So, well, I need a way to open and close, which is also a bit hard. So I have, you know, the toolbar, the main screen, etc. We're making full use of, you know, because it's an editor plugin, and also because you can just run it standalone as well. But the idea here is whenever you click on a valid resource, so like icon.png would be a valid resource, it would just kind of load into the editor, right? And then that would be the image that you're editing. And then once you make edits, you can see here that I'm also capturing the Control-S command. And I suppose you could also just use this thing, like save or save as or whatever. These buttons aren't hooked up yet. That's the idea, is that it's really easy to, you know, you start a new project. You're like, oh, I need like a placeholder sprite, so you'll create a new sprite. Edit it there directly in the editor, or you'll create a, you know, a new blank image, and then you'll just start doing stuff to it, right? So let's see. I just need to hook everything up though. It's more or less completely functional. More or less. The hard part is done. Now it's just the slightly more boring part of loading and saving. Yeah, I think someone else in this game jam is also working on a pixel art editor. From what I saw in, I guess the game, it's not really a game jam, it's an add-on jam Discord, but I think mine is a bit more complex because it's closer to like an actual just regular art program as opposed to like a specific pixel art editor, right? Because I had to think about this for a long time on how to implement this, but basically you have 3 different portions of the program. So you have the canvas, which is what you can see here. You'll have your brushes, right? And then in between the brushes and the actual canvas, you'll have the concept of a blit. So the blit is just positioning data. And so that opens up this program to the possibility of like you'll be able to manipulate like colors and positions dynamically. So like if you wanted to have like a smear tool, you would just be like, all right, smear tool. And instead of like painting, you would smear, because you have that in between of, you know what pixels you're modifying, you have the colors on the canvas, and then somewhere in between you would just do the smear modification. I think that's the play. I'm pretty proud of that design, mostly because I didn't look at any other reference material, but I think it makes sense to me. Oh, and see, I've been pinged on Discord as well. I've been unpinged on Discord. Forgotten. Is that like forgotten? It's like forgotten, but like pronounced in a Boston accent. It's like, I'm walking here. I'm forgotten here. Something like that. Yeah, you can post links in chat, by the way. I don't have like the moderation in chat is very, very loose because I don't have any bots besides my own, which doesn't really do too much. Yeah, Medibang Paint Pro. I've never heard of this. This isn't the Forgotten. Isn't what are the biggest art tools out there? So there's Photoshop and or Adobe Photoshop / Adobe Illustrates. There's and then there's the other one. What's it called? Clip Art, Clip Studio, not Clip Art, Clip Studio Paints, which is the one that I see most people use. And then there's Procreate if you're using like an iPad or something. And then Krita. I've never heard of Medibang Paint. Yeah, this is legit the one I use for art for my game, which is the name Rogerim. Nice. How far along is Rogerim? Do you have like a Steam page? Did you pony up the 100 USD to list it? It's for free. Very nice. I have no code. I've been some itch games for sure. Oh, no code, just the art. All right, that's like the opposite of the stuff I usually do, which is like I have a bunch of presets. It's all code, and then the art just kind of exists, if you will. All right, so tree item column. So, oh, you know what? I need to store the tree. That's tough. Var tree, or this is FS, this is file system basically, file system file system is equal to this thing. Yeah, I don't really do too much art. I can draw, kind of. I know the theory behind drawing at the very least. I try my best. But it's definitely not something I would consider myself very good at. Much better at the programming aspects. I'd like to think I'm okay at the design aspects, considering that like most of my games are kind of like off the wall, kind of weird. Where do I? Yeah, so like this is the game I wrote for the last Ludum Dare, Giant Horse Death Ball. How nice. Color typewriter isn't even a game. But Giant Horse Death Ball, that was like, the theme was unstable. You can play this in the browser, by the way. How nice. Or in your browser, not in the browser. This one's cool because it's just typing. So it's I don't know. I thought it was kind of neat. And there's controls somewhere. Yeah. Let's see. Party rotations, which is like, what if you mixed a MOBA with an MMO, but it was all single player? Let's see. Most of these in the bottom row kind of suck. This one, Ultra Asteroid Shape, sucks. Not enough room in the spacebar is barely a video game. It's closer to just like a physical game that you just happen to use your computer for. Yeah. File system. Get selected. So that's your tree item. Actually, that doesn't make any sense. So item, get text, and then, oh, okay, so I don't need to store the file system stuff at all. Okay, undo me. There we go. So wait, I don't need to store this. Storing variables is for nerds. But here we can just do tree item, get text, column, var. So this is like some sort of file name. We can assume it's going to be some sort of string, but that's not guaranteed to be true. Right, so that's your item.getText. And then, how do I check to see if this actually exists? I think I should probably pass this to my save data, my save util. Yeah, so this just exists here. Okay, let's do that. So save util. Handle open item. I think that's probably a good API thing to do. So like handle, I guess, yeah, open item. So we'll just assume that you want to open items at all times. And then we'll configure, we'll make that configurable later. We'll handle it in post, as they say. Yeah, learning how to code, it's just a lot of trial and error. As long as, like, I'm assuming that you are at least able to read and write. If you have at least a high school education, and then you are doing okay, at least a B student in English class, assuming that you are, you know, American education, etc., etc. You should be able to learn how to program. Like, programming is basically like a 5-paragraph essay. That's how I would describe it. Who's Joe? Joe Mama? Got him. Was that supposed to be a ligma? I apologize. Joe Data? Got him. All right, you got me. Yeah, I don't know. Could you spell iCup and then say rainbow colors? I don't know how to spell it. Could you spell that for me? It doesn't work online. You thought I was gonna say Joe Mama? Yeah. You got me. What a ruse. I don't know, like, have you... Like, you know, talking about bad jokes though, like, have you ever heard of Dragon? I'll wait. So let's see. Want to create a directory thing here. Dragon this. Okay. Okay. Well, I tried. Dragon isn't as common as the ligmas and the sugmas. It gets some people. It gets some people. Let's see. How do I check to see what the file type of an item is? That's a bit tough. Like, I need to get the file name, open the directory at that point, and then find the file name to check the type, I think. That seems really roundabout, right? Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't even need to have this. I can just check to see the file extension instead. So on string, there is like get extension, isn't there? Get extension, yeah. Oh, look, nowhere on the stream. Yeah, it's because it's a bug. I think if you make yourself small, once without having any size adjustment, it will just set you to 0, which is a bit weird. Maybe use the resource class. Does the resource class let you check the file type? No. Yeah, no, I don't want any of this stuff. Let's see. Like I guess there's like image, but I don't think that's anything that I would want. I'm just trying to check to see if this is like a valid image, right? So here we would do like const, like valid extensions, something like that. So PNG. What other things can Godot open? Image. You can image from, you can load in JPEGs, BM bitmaps. Let's see. Let's just open the image class on this side so I can have both open at once. Normally I would have the PNG at the end of it. Yeah. I guess, like, yeah, this is a true statement. You may also count for import flags as well. No, absolutely not. I guess, like, here's the question is, like, even if I checked for import flags, what would that do for this? Like, either way, you would want to display the image without bitmaps or anti-aliasing. Let's see, JPEG. I think PNG, JPEG, bitmap. I'm not familiar with TGA. I'm also less familiar with WebP, but I think at least WebP is somewhat more used. I think TGA, isn't TGA like a raw camera format? Anyways, it will do if text get extension in, or get extension, and then we'll also just lower it, just in case like you have like a uppercase PNG file. I've seen that before. Because technically the file extension of your whatever doesn't actually matter, right? Like, you can have whatever file extension you want on any of your files. It just means that it's harder to open. I think that's something that a lot of even like real programmers have trouble understanding, is that Like, file extension doesn't do anything to your file. So you can have whatever you want as your file extension. It just means that it, you know, your text editor might be a bit confused. So let's see, if, or I guess if not. Actually, I think you would want to do if here. Otherwise, if not would mean that it would have to check every single one of these cases. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if we're doing this, we'll handle open item, which means we need to, hold on, we're thinking. Still thinking. What do I want to do? How am I going to pass this back to main? So main needs to know about this. Like, this can open the file if it wants. That's all right. You know what? I think we're all going to keep this around. So directory, because we do need to open the file. Actually, no. Yeah. File. Not directory. File. Just need 20 more channel points for another custom command. Oh baby. I'm glad someone finds the custom commands fun besides me. Check this out, I have unlimited channel points. Wow. Let's see. Let's do what I did for all the other ones. So just a register main function. So this takes some sort of node, which will be the main node. Let's see. And then we can hit it with a signal. Signal, like file loaded. Or I guess not file loaded, image loaded. So some sort of image. Right. So then we'll connect image loaded to node on image loaded. And then this will be an image. Yes. So we'll need to do, hold on. We don't want to hold on to a file object. We want to discard this at some point. See the stream. I want to see how big upside down I can get. You can get pretty big. You can get pretty big, for sure. Like there is technically no limit for how big you can get. But if you wanna play with it. Ugh, felt weird. Oh, actually, am I not able to save JPEGs? Oh, that's interesting. I just realized that. Yeah, I'm not able to save JPEGs. So anytime you load in something into this pixel art editor, it's going to be saved as a PNG. So good luck, I guess. RIP hard drive space. So I can spam a command. You actually cannot spam a command. It actually only reads your command in once. So it only makes you like big. It only counts as one like button press for me, right? It just takes the first one. The command it actually uses is the command it actually uses is very primitive command parser. So sorry to ruin your dreams. Like, yes, you can get like arbitrarily big, but it's gonna take a lot of points. File open. Let's see. So this needs to be a full path. File read. All right. As long as that's like the only time you do that, I'll accept it. If file open is not okay, then we'll want to print something out. Where is the logger, by the way? Logger exists on the main function. Okay. Yeah, nothing exists on plugin. Because I'm trying to avoid having too many things depend on plugin. Main logger error. Unable to open image at path. One of these. Text. It works. And bigger than sometimes you win. Oh, did it make you bigger instead of making you smaller? That's a bit weird. That's a bug, but we'll just call it a feature. It's a surprise mechanic. Just like a loot box. That's how you know we're professionals. Let's see. Var image. We'll create a new image, and then we'll do image load from. Oh, actually, we can just load. We don't need to load the. We don't need to load this from a file. Interesting. I thought I needed to load this from a buffer, but I suppose I could just load it from a file, just raw. Loads an image from file path. Should only be used in the editor or in cases when you need to load external images at runtime. Oh, does this might not work at runtime? Oh, that's interesting. Did not know that. Okay, so we can load from. Actually, hold on. This doesn't. Yeah, I'm worrying too much. Image load text. That's okay. If image load text is not okay, then we'll do this error statement here. How nice. I think we can try doing this without file for now. We can always go back to it and then just load from a buffer later. Because we are already checking for the file extension, and then of course, I guess it'll just, sometimes it'll fail if you do something you shouldn't, but you know, we're all adults here. If you want to break the program, that's your problem. I think that's something I've never really understood about like user software is like if the user wants to break the software and it's not like multiplayer, then who cares, right? But I understand the arguments against it, right, as well. It's like, oh, the software is broken. It's like, yeah, but you tried to break it, but I guess. I guess. You know, software's broken. It let me load in an image that wasn't a valid image 1 out of 10. It's, well, technically. All right, there we go. So there's our save util. Now, plugin, save util, main. Okay. So here we need to do plugin, save util, register main, self. All right, so that should work. I mean, it won't do anything right now, but at least we didn't error out. And then, actually, that should have given me an error because there's no function for this to connect against. Yeah, interesting. Hold on. It's not working like I thought it would work. Save util, register main, connect image loaded to on image loaded. I don't know. Func on image loaded, some sort of image. Just hit it with a print. Print hello. Wait a minute. Is it because I didn't connect the things properly here? No. Hold on. Does this print anything out? It is. Oh, it's not a full file path. And then also I wasn't clicking on like images, so that would that would do it. Okay. So I need to get the full file path. But how do I get the full file path from this tree item structure? It's like I need to... Oh no. I think I see what I need to do, but I'm not happy about it. So I need to walk the entire file system to find it? There's no way. No. Right, because each time I click on this, this just gives me the file name. It doesn't give me the file path. Resource URL or something has it? Does it? I don't think so. Resource URL? URL? Where is URL at? Yeah, I see what the problem is here. If you look at the editor inspector, or if you look at editor inspector, is that like just a different thing? Editor inspector? What is this used for? Emitted when the edit button of an object has been pressed in the inspector. I don't think this is anything that I... Emitted when a resource is selected in the inspector. After selecting something in tree. I mean, this looks... No, I don't think this will work. I think I need to... you know what? It's possible. It's possible. Hold on. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. Might be onto something. So maybe like in the editor import plugin? No, this is only for import. No, this is dumb. Editor inspector plugin? Maybe it's just editor inspector? Like I don't think I need object ID. I just need the things that are in your file system. Like this is the inspector here, but that's not what I need. Yeah, I don't think this is what I want. Right, like get inspector. Yeah, I think what I need to do... Well, get selected path? Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go. It's just that easy. Just get selected path, yeah, easy. Okay. Who knew? So actually, I don't need to use any of these things at all then? Like this should just work. Like save, util, handle, open item. And then this is just get selected path. Something like that. Oh, hold on. This is in editor interface. Okay, so editor interface, get selected path. So in theory, this should be okay. And then, I don't know, let's just print text, just so I know what exactly we're loading. All right, doesn't appear to be totally correct just yet. Let's see, let's print out this. What is this giving me? Print get editor interface, get selected path. Okay. Oh, it's the path, but it's not the actual item. Oh, it's the path to the item. All right, hold on. I need to use the restroom. The water has gotten to me. BRB. Hello, I'm back. All right, so I think I got it. On a somewhat completely unrelated note though, have you noticed, or if you eat a lot of like garlic, something I've observed is that whenever I relieve myself, it kind of has like a different smell to it, or it actually has like a a pretty vile stench to it. Or is that just me? Is that something I should be worried about? Like, it's not like when you eat like vitamins and it turns your piss like neon green. I know why that happens. As fast did you duck, drop, and roll in and out? Yes. Yes to all charges. You got me, officer. Alright. Let's give this another try, by the way. I need to stop talking about piss. Icon. Didn't work. Did you notice the duck? I did notice the duck. I decided not to comment on it to not give you the satisfaction of making a pun. The lowest form of joke, but even though I also make puns. No one's allowed to make puns except for me. Sorry. Oh, did I do this? Oh, I did this in the wrong order. You know, that'll do it. Step 1 of programming, learn how to type. Step 2, learn how to type in the correct order. Have you seen this branch add-on? What's the branch add-on? Well, you've forgotten it. Mods, please give this man a 24-hour ban permanently. I don't have any mods. I'm the mod. What's this? Oh, was this submitted to the... Okay, it was submitted to the Godot Add-on Jam. Interesting. What is this? This is just oh, it's just like a tree thingy. It's just a tree structure. That's interesting. I actually made something really close to this. I've actually made something that's almost this. I actually made this. Oh no, I didn't actually make this, but I made something like this. friendly potato editor, I think. Yeah. I don't know if it still works. It was very buggy, and I wrote this like 2 years ago. But it does almost the same thing. So you have your choices, you have your on-enter variables, on-enter functions, and then you should also have other things. And that's what this looks like. Like, I guess this is more targeted towards other stuff. And it has more choices, but this is pretty much what I made as well. Yeah. That's cool. It's like a flow engine? Yeah, yeah. And it also has more options, right? So it has like... It's almost like a shader graph. Whereas mine was more of just a very complicated dialogue system. Yeah, I forget how I made this work though. The next node is, just call it 1. I forget how I hooked these up. I don't remember how this was displayed, but this is, I pretty much made something like this as well. That's cool though. Could be a runner. What do you mean a runner? I don't know. I think for like AI systems and stuff, I think doing things all via GDScript is a bit too slow. Oh, that's how they're doing it. That's how they get like the really fancy tree structures, is that they're just using trees. Maybe. Maybe that's how they're doing it. Anyways. It looks too complicated to be done in short notice. Runner for first place. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not impressed, but that's because I already made something like that before. But it was for my own kind of proprietary like dialogue system. So, fair enough. Okay, cool. I'm impressed if it's bug free. Yeah, well, I think as part of the jam rules, right? I did see your other message, yes. You're bigger than me, yes. Yeah, according to the jam rules, you don't need to, like you can work on projects before the jam starts, right? Or you can fix up an older project if you want as well. So, it's whatever. I think if they write like a tree structure thing that can compile down to like a regular GD scripts or be parsed into regular GD scripts, that might be more interesting. So, but I think just like having a tree structure is, I don't know, it's cool, I guess. Let's see. Get selected path, and I should be globalizing these as well. So, so this is project settings, globalize path, this thing, just so that we're covering all of our bases, as they say. So open this, and then here in main. Also, there are too many Git integration add-ons. Yeah. I think I saw that as well on the jam page. King small. Better check yourself. Once I can grab you, I can reset your scale at any time if you abuse the system. Alright, so image. I guess I can just like replace the image, right? Yeah. Or like we can like manually call, I guess we can just manually call blit. Or basically just creates, yeah, I guess this is okay. Let's see if this works. This is kind of a debug only thing. So to do, this is debug. Probably don't want to do it like this, but. So image is equal to I. Yeah. Even there is an official one. Yeah, but I think the official Git plugin requires you to recompile the engine, doesn't it? Is there a roof for jump to hit or not? There is a roof, but you know, you can always check. Look at that. Wah, wah, wah. Your hitbox actually does not change as either, by the way. It's only your sprite that changes. Yeah, recompile, I think it'll be included in 4.0. Yeah. Do the other Git integration things, do those also require a recompile or no? So if we're looking at the entries just to look at them. I think the fun coding, this person actually did one of my ideas, which is like the level up thing. It's not as complicated as my idea, but that's kind of cool, I guess. Someone already had the same idea. Yeah, see, someone had the same idea as me. Git dot, git commands. How would you implement this? How would that work? I'm interested in how they made this work inside of Godot. Oh, it's just executing like OS commands. I was gonna say, like, if I was gonna make it work without, you know, like recompiling, that's probably what I would do. Oh. Which is not a good solution. Hold up, the fun level in the combo breaker? Combo breaker, you know? One of those. The branch plugin looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. I'm assuming that that's what you were talking about. I like the project statistics as well. Big fan of that. Pixel to 3D, that's an idea I had as well. That's another idea I had, was like, what if it's very similar to Kenny's Ken Shape add-on. I'm just getting really distracted, but Ken Shape, I bought this, by the way. It's only $4. So this is like, it's a pixel art kind of thing. I guess you don't need to specifically use pixels. Yeah, but then you can take that and then turn it into just blocks. So that was like, what if I do it like that? So you can turn this on, right? And then be like, I want to convert this to a voxel model. Right? Where voxel models are just made up of blocks. And I think if you're doing it with like a really big shape like this, it might be really, really slow. But that's okay. Because we're all adults here, as mentioned previously. If you want to tank performance, that's up to you. Oh, you know what? Oh, I don't have any other pictures though. Give me one sec. I need to find an asset. I need to find a small asset. You know, and before we should talk to your mother because she has small assets. Okay. That was very rude. I apologize. So move this to documents. I'll rename this. So this is just, I don't know, potato. Copy, slap this into here as just like a test image. So that we'll be able to click on that. Now, pixels. We can draw on this. It's not actually saving, but that's okay. Click on potato. Oh, baby. Oh, okay, wait. Image must be locked before using set pixel. Okay, well. It was close. We can still load and unload now, which is neat. Just based off of just clicking on the file system dock. I got too excited. So what did I do in order to make this editable last time? So I need to do something. That's what he said. Got him. Ten out of 10 joke. I lulled. Alright, image lock. I think that's okay. Don't forget to unlock the previous. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Unlock. I guess if you just kept locking and unlocking, you might run into them. That might be a memory leak. I'm not sure. There's your potato. Ah, look at that. So now you can draw on it. I think the sprite, I'm actually not sure how big it's supposed to be. Like, will it auto center? Oh, actually, these are the same size. Okay, hold on. I forgot that this is the icon for the project manager. When you type in I roll, I'll laughing my freaking anus off. Aren't you supposed to hit him with a lull? That's the correct Twitch whatevers. Alright, I need to try this with a smaller sprite, so give me 1 sec. Let's go into Pixel Edit one more time. I guess this will work for like big sprite sheets as, you know what? I guess if this just works with sprite sheets, let's try a sprite sheet. Because that's what I wanted to try this with in the first place. So, documents, placeholders. This one, which is just a bunch of rectangles. Alright, so we load this in. Oh, geez. Yeah, I mean, there it is. Oh, look at that. It just works. It just works. It's so beautiful. And then, like, because it's a sprite sheet, I actually have not filled out half of it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So now we just need to have a hook into the plugin part of it. Or not the plugin part, the saving part of it. So I need to hook up save here. That's always a good one. I think I also need to figure out a way to make it so you can't like like you can kind of see like I'm able to actually, oh, hold on. That's not true. I can still grab these things on the side here, but I can also at the same time still draw on the picture. Can you make the background gray really quick? It's trippy. Yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do about the background. Right, because I think the most regular pixel art programs, well, I know Paint.net. I come with at this from the perspective of Paint.net and Pixel Edit, my two main squeezes, as the kids say. I don't think the kids say that. But Pixel Edit has the gray background with like the kind of very subtly striped background, right? And then Paint.net has, oh, I guess Paint.net also has a gray background. All right, you know what? Fair enough. I was gonna say like shouldn't it have like the checkered background, but maybe that's not true. Medibang Paint Pro has gray background as well. All right, well, the more you know. Maybe that's something I can just make configurable, so we can have checkerboard or we can have something else. Oh, okay. I also need to change how when you load in a new image, it should also refresh everything else. Yeah. So it should basically rerun the ready function, I guess. Just bleeds the eye. It's okay. Who needs eyes? Eyes are for nerds. I wonder. Oh, interesting. So if you were to load off into another thing, it will just replace it. It will like discard the previous image. That's interesting. Cool. We can keep loading in. So there's your icon. Say goodbye. I see that. Is that true? Or is that like an old error? I think that's an old error. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Cool. So let's implement saving and then the caching as well. And then pretty much everything else. So on image loaded, I think we can have a few things be checked. All right, this is where it starts getting really tough. You're bigger than the streamer. Don't forget. Undo, yeah, undo, that's in the works. I have something set up for undo. Undo, redo. And then we just have undo, redo defined here. I just need to implement it. There's a lot of things that need to be implemented, okay? Like I've accidentally written a full, something that could be turned into a full featured art program. So like, please cut me a little bit of slack. It's something that has like an actual brush engine in it, more or less, or the potential to be turned into a brush engine with this intermediate step. Is an undo redo built in? Oh, I still need to. I need to actually like tell it what to undo redo, right? Yeah, because I think undo redo, all it does is just give you the ability to undo redo, but you need to tell it what exactly it's undoing or redoing, right? So, like, I think create action is what I need to do, maybe. Or maybe like add do, I'm not sure. I'll look into this later. I'll look into this later. I'm gonna focus on save util for now. So handle open item. What main needs to do once it receives a new image. Image loaded. So it needs to unlock the old image, and then it needs to hit it with a save util. What was the other thing? Save to file. I think we're just going to destructively write. Yeah, I think we're just going to destructively write everything. Or maybe not. So when you load something new in, it should probably prompt you to be like, hey, would you like to save the current thing? Yes or no? Yeah. If it's the same image, don't load. Yeah, I mean, that's easy enough to actually add. You know, let's do that right now. Oh, and save util isn't declared in the current scope. Oh, interesting. Oh, because it's under plugin save util. Yeah, because everything's under the plugin. Because I'm dumb. Maybe the save util should be placed onto. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Save util should be placed on main, and then plugin can just call that thing on it. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let's change how this kind of works. Save util. Where is it? I'm starting to forget my design philosophy for how I want this to work. So there is your save util. Right. So no save util stuff. Dummy plugin does not need a save util. Wait a minute. But it does need to have a reference to main. Now you could do this how script tab works, multiple edits. How does that work? I'm not familiar with how the script tab does undo redo. Plugin main equals self, and then plugin here. We'll get rid of this save util. We're breaking a bunch of stuff, but don't worry too much about it. No more save util. That means that this is gonna break, but then we'll just call main save util, handle save events, and then main save util handle open item. Yeah, okay. So then everything should still work here. Nope. Plug in. No, this is just regular save util now. Not about undo redo, simply multiple buffers. What do you mean multiple buffers? Oh, you mean like it opens up multiple images? So multiple image tabs, I guess. I guess. I'm not sure I would want to do that though. Wouldn't that be... How would I do that? I'm thinking about it. Let me test to see that my change works right now. It might not. Save util register main. Hold on. Main equals n. All right, hold on. He's done it. Okay. Trying to assign value of type label to a variable of type tree. Interesting. Create a new instance for each open image. Yeah, I mean that's how. Yeah, that's how the tabs work. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. Like, what's the best way to do it then? I think the best way to do it. And also, I need to. I've broken a bunch of stuff here, so give me 1 sec. 30. This happens sometimes. That the editor interface is very inconsistent, or it doesn't always like instantiate itself in the same way every single time, which is tough. So get selected path. May create a new parent container to handle tabs or current implementation. I think, nah. I think what I'm going to do, if I want to handle just opening multiple files, I think it's probably going to make more sense to just do it in this bottom bar, right? As opposed to, because I already have it so like the main display is only for editing, images, right? That's the easiest thing to do. Editor selection. No. Alright. I don't think that this is very good. I think that this is actually like really, really bad because it's gonna break sometimes. But I need to find out a better way to, like, how do I grab file system stuff? Because it appears like this is not actually always the it looks like this isn't always the tree. I suppose what I could do is I could walk the entire tree. So just look for the, or yeah, walk the tree to look for the tree object or the tree class. Convert it to an absolute. I suppose. Well, I think the problem is that it's not always like the, maybe, I don't know. How does that work? It's just like get node, I suppose. Yeah, that could work, yeah. That's probably better than whatever I'm doing. Let me see, I need to find out what the path is though. So it's label and progress bar, so that's actually totally incorrect. What am I trying to look for? We're looking for, it was 3, 0. Now it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Was it V split container? Oh, but no, you can't do it you can't do it as absolute path, right? You can't do it as an absolute path. Because these don't have human readable names. Like this, the name of this node is at 4109. So that's not gonna work. I think I need to walk the tree and then just look for the v-split container and then just hope it's good enough. 0, 1, 2, so that's 2. But when you save it, you can? What do you mean save it? What I'm looking for is the tree. I need to find the file system tree here. Yeah, okay, so I need to... I think there's only one v-split container, so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna walk the node tree and then just look for it. Yeah. Yeah. But when you save it, you can. So tree changes you are worried. Well, yeah, I need to listen for the tree changes so I know which file I selected, right? Because the problem is that I can only listen for get selected path. And it says here, if a file is selected, its base directory will be returned. So I don't know what file I selected. Unless there's something I'm missing here. Which I don't think I am. Get returns the current path being viewed in the file system doc. What does that return? Maybe that's more correct. But even then, no. Even then I still need to hook into the file system tree because I need to know if I'm like clicking on something. I suppose I could try to hook into the file system doc and just hook into like the inputs thingy. So like on mouse click. But that's a very poor solution. On selected event you can put breakpoint. Where? File select. Well, no, this is the, of course, yeah, this is what I want, 100%. But the problem is I need to find the scene tree first so I can connect to it. But the fact is that the scene tree order actually changes sometimes for whatever reason. So that's the problem isn't handling the events. You know, that's no issue. That's probably what I'm best at. The problem is actually getting the node. So here's what I think I'm gonna do, is we'll do for C in get editor interface, get file system doc, get children. Right, if C is v split container, what is the thing that we're looking for? We're looking for the tree. If C is v split container, then for C1, C0. All right, we'll call it C0 for C. If C0 is whatever, then if for C1 in C0, get children. This is horrible, but that's just how this is gonna work. Not that if you look at the selected file system item, you might get some properties to use to give an idea. There's no way to do that, right? Because this is what I have access to, which is the file system doc. I only have access to display mode change, file remove, file moved, folder removed, inherit instance. So none of these have to do with like on click, right? I need the on click event. I need specifically that one, but I don't think that this exposes it because VBox container doesn't expose this. What these containers do expose, right, is the GUI input events, but that's not great. I would rather just have the specific multi-selected event so I know like what exactly we're looking at. anyways. I think this is it. So if C1 is tree, then C1. and like this is all I need that for, right? So I think it's okay. We'll just walk the tree once. It'll be super gross. But I'm pretty sure I can guarantee that it'll always be a V-split container. I just can't guarantee the order it will be. And I think I can also guarantee that there will always only ever be one V-split container. So this should be good enough. Beautiful. So you can click on it. Invalidate index save util. So line 159, something broke. 159, pretty sure it was U. Yeah, it's just U save util. Okay, so this isn't doing anything anyways. So let's retry this. Boom, boom. Click, click, click. We're not saving, but we can load stuff in. I suppose if, oh, you know what? I need to change some stuff as well. Hold on. So in plugin, we can guarantee that this is a tree, so, oh no. I don't want to mess with this, but I wonder if that's okay. I feel like I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I feel like I really should not do that. Unless I do this, which is var file system. Yeah. Once again, I need to store it. So we'll store a reference to it. We'll find it once. So file system equals C1. We'll connect it, and then we'll also do file system allow reselect is equal to true, because I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to reselect here. Yeah. Wait. But what does this do? I think this might not be doing what I think it's doing. I'll need to check. But file system allow reselect equals false, or whatever its initial value is, but we should probably store that. So var file system initial values, some sort of dictionary, right? So for now, it'll just be allow reselect. So file system initial values allow reselect is equal to whatever the heck this is, right? Just so it's easy to go back. And then here, we're explicitly setting it to true. And then here, on exit tree, we'll just set it back to the initial value. Easy. And then we should also disconnect this part here. Disconnect. Yeah, okay. Let's give it a try. Looks good. Is anything happening? Give me one sec. Yeah, I don't think this is doing what I think it's doing. Reselect might already be enabled. Let's see, selected. What if I just do this? Just take out this if statement. We don't need it. So icon, draw on it, icon. Oh. It's a bit weird. Oh, it's because this is filtering out, like, is it selected or is it not selected? Okay. Is there any way you also, is there any way is supposed to be 2 words in that sentence. You also should be 1 word. Do a heartbeat function for the jam. What is a heartbeat function? I mean, like, connect it to a heartbeat monitor? Do you have a heartbeat monitor? I don't think you would ever want to see my heartbeat monitor. My heartbeat's like a pretty consistent, like 90 BPM. Like I have the heart rate of like a small mouse. Like my heart rate, my resting heart rate is really high. Probably because of my blood pressure, which is like that of a 50-year-old man who smokes and drinks too much. Only one of those is true. Spoilers, I am not a 50-year-old man. By the way. Loops the bit of code every amount of seconds? What do you mean it loops the bit of code every amount of seconds? Loops which bit of code? It's like, what do you mean like a... You mean like just like a loop? It's pretty easy to just loop code. I mean, that's what this is doing, is that this loops the face tracking data every... I think it's every 1/64th of a second it loops the tracking code. So like this, it's more obvious if I switch to like a real model, one of these. Where you can even turn on lip syncing. It's a bit scuffed, but that's okay. Yeah. So like if you're just talking about like a loop, don't worry, Godot has loops. Natively supported. Yeah, I don't think I need to do any of this file system stuff. I think I just need to, well, I still might need it. Let's keep it here. Let's do last file selected. So last file selected. Well, no. Maybe it's just something I'm not allowed to access, right? Well, whatever. We'll keep that as like a, we'll do it later. This is good enough. So you just need to click off and click back on. I guess it'll just have to exist as a bug for now. I'm thinking though, talking about the tabs, or potentially having like more than one thing visible at a time, I think doing things like, maybe that's what this part can be. So this, I'm receiving a phone call. I'm receiving a phone call? I gotta take this. All right. All right, hello, I'm back. Hello, my dad called me. So, you know, you receive a phone call from your parents at like 11 at night. You should probably pick it up, just in case they're in trouble. But you know what? You're just like, hey, how are things going at 11 p.m.? All right. Sure. Yeah, my guy's head's going through the floor. Nice. All according to Keikaku. Definitely planned it to work like that. Let's see. Okay, so save util. You know what? I need to... I need to store the last path and the new path. So var last file path, then var new file path, and then we'll switch these eventually. Now this is where things start to get pretty confusing. But yeah. Also, going back to the loop thing question, this is a loop. This is how you do loops in Godot, by the way. This is a doubly nested for each loop. So I think most people recommend, or I guess like the more common modern practice is to just use for each loops. You don't usually do like a standard for loop anymore. So like a standard for loop that you might see in like JavaScript or whatever, it would look something like for, you know, int I equals 0, was it I less than some number or some size, then I plus plus, and you hit it with one of these. Look at that. Still can bang it out after all these years. Actually, this is more this is closer to like a Java style loop. But anyways, a for each loop looks something more like, you know, for, you know, some variable I, which refers to like the internal thingy. So the internal element. So in this case, if we want to mimic the standard for loop in Godot, all you would do is 0 to 10 non-inclusive, and then that would be the same thing. Actually, you don't use brackets in Godot. You would do a thing here, right? And that's how you would loop a thing for some amount of time. And so if you wanted to loop something 10 times, I don't know, you would have like a function like, I don't know, like print hello. Is it a thing? It might not be a thing. Can you do this? I think that it might only be a thing in Rust. This might be Rust syntax. Can you do this? I swear I've seen this before, but this might just be Rust. Yeah, that's Rust syntax. I apologize. But this will do the same thing. Or you can do for range 0 to 10. That's Python. Yeah, apologies. That was Rust syntax. The Rust programming language, how nice. Sorry, I rused you. I got my programming languages mixed up. Let's see. Save util. So we have our last file path, our new file path. Handle save events. Save input events, and then there's just like regular handle save event. Or I guess handle save func. Handle save item. And so we'll have our handle save image, right? So given some sort of image, let's see. You're too rusty. I mean, I am pretty rusty. Like, I think like the last time I tried to do like a programming interview for Java, I think it was like Microsoft. They're like, oh yeah, you're like a Java developer, right? Like open source, so you're probably more comfortable with Java. And I was like, yeah, sure. I mean, I can do C# if you want. And like, nah, let's see you in your good programming language. And I just absolutely failed at it. Like I'm pretty rusty at Java. I think I'm also pretty rusty at JavaScript, which is not Java, not related to Java whatsoever, but common misnomer. Almost it's 100 channel points again for the custom gun. 40 away. Oh baby. If I could give you channel point rewards or channel points, I would do it, but I can't. Apologies. Handle save image. So I think that this should just pull straight from main. So this will be like main image, and then that will be whatever we're modifying. Okay. So last file path, let's see. We'll do like a var f equals file new. We'll truncate the file at the last file path. So if f open last file path file write, which means we truncate it. 25k points. I have infinite points, but try not to brag too much about it. Unable to open image for writing at path. Last file path. So we'll just return open image for reading. All right. I don't know what we're gonna do with this just yet, but we're gonna leave it here so it just kind of stares at us menacingly in the corner. Polls work, I think. No, I don't. Polls require you to snort. It's not polls, right? Because polls don't actually give you any channel points, but I can open a bet, but then that requires you to steal points from other people, right? So if I do like a manage prediction, start prediction, ooh, then I hit you with one of these. This name is not compliant with our content guidelines. Ooh, or oh whoa. I guess it just needed to be bigger, longer. Am I allowed to predict my own channel point thingy? No, I'm not. Okay. Yeah, I guess that just came to me as like, wait a minute. I guess I could feed you channel points if I was able to like bet in my own poll. Yeah, but like you don't lose any points, I guess. I guess I can refund you as well. Or I can make it so you if I choose Owo, like who betted on Uwu? Are you ready to lose your channel points? When I give it to nobody? How mad would you be? Don't worry, I won't do you dirty like that. Uwu. Just know that I could have screwed you over. But because of my benevolence, you get to keep your 70 points. Isn't it work like if I lost the bet, it splits on the winners? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was saying that if I could bet on my own prediction, I could feed you points, but yeah, no, yeah, it does work how you explained it though. Yeah, so it splits the winnings among the winners depending on how much you put in. Store buffer, and it'll be main image. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Main as image Get buffer. Where's the buffer? There must be a buffer here somewhere. Image. How do I get this as a buffer? Buffer. Get data. Get data. Returns a copy of the image's raw data. Okay. So that should be okay. Yeah, also, odds is a multiplier, so you need 9 votes to gain that much for one guy. Is it? Well, it's not a multiplier, right? So if the losing team submits, 100 channel points, and then there's 2 people on the winning team that both submit 10 channel points, so it's 20 to 10. That one, or 20 to 100, right? The winners will receive 100, split evenly among the 2 winners, right? But if you have one person 1, that bets, 10, and then person 2 bets 90, and then the loser bets like 100, then it'll be split 90-10 among the 2 winners. Yeah. So betting doesn't generate or lose any channel points. It's a zero-sum system, so it all cancels out in the end. It just redistributes the money, so you don't burn any channel points. You'll always get at least your stake back, I think. Actually, I'm not sure if that's correct. I'm not sure if you always get your stake back. Right, because if person 1 submits like 100, person 2 submits like 1,000, right? And then the loser submitted 100. How does that split? I'm actually not sure. I've never actually tested that. Yeah, because like in this situation, I think like that's 99 to 1. So person 1 should actually only be getting 1 channel point, even though they bet 10. Right? That's what I'm saying is what happens if the split is huge, right? Because this is the split that person 1 will receive in this situation of the loser bet 100, and then the 2 winners, right? The 2 winners here bet. One person bet 10, one person bet 1,000. Person 2 should be receiving 99. Well, person 1 should be receiving 10. Do they, or does, no, actually, no, everyone gets their bet back. Never mind. Everyone gets their bet back, plus they split the loser. Yeah, okay, yeah, never mind. I'm confused. Can we go back to the duck? But then we don't get to see my uwu face. Doesn't this just bring you inordinate amounts of joy? Actually, no, not this one. What's the fun face? Doesn't this make you uncomfortable? A grown human male pretending to be a female. How about this one? This one's even better. Hello. Is it? I don't know. I mean, how many people do you think like get baited by the thumbnail of just like, hello, I'm a cat girl. But no, I'm a dude. So handle save image. Let's see, last file path. I gotta think. Handle save image. I think it would always want to be like the current file path, right? Where I guess it's not last and new, it's more like last and current file path. If the odds are 1.5 and you bet 100, won't you get 150? No, because you just split the earnings, and then the earnings are proportional to how much you bet in comparison to your pool. So you always get your bet back, but then after that it's just split like that. I think, yeah, it's a pretty simple system. Yeah, I was overcomplicating it in my mind. You always get your bet back if you win, plus a proportion proportional to how much you bet in accordance to your pool. What does the fox say? Wow. So you must be a Zoomer, because what did the fox say came out when I was in high school? Actually, when did, what does the fox say? When did that come out? I'm not playing this, because I don't want to get DMCA'd. Oh, yeah, this came out at the end of, like, when I was a senior in high school. All right. So hold on, we're very slowly, like, triangulating your age. What does the fox say? You must have been, presumably, maybe in middle school, so you might be like maybe in elementary school as well. Kind of doubt that you're a college student or older. So, yeah, you might be high school age. Which is which year? I don't know what that means. Last file path. Last file path equals current file path, and then the current file path is equal to whatever this text is. Right? So when would we ever use the last file path? Func, handle, save, previous image. Or I guess we can just reuse this, right? So previous equals false. And so then we'll just do a little bit of Python style if statements here. So current file path. So open, right, so var path string is equal to current file path if not previous, else. Well, let's do it current, right? So current should be equal to true. So this should be current file path if current, else last file path. And then we'll just pass in this path here. Okay, cool. I'm done with high school 2 years ago. It's going back to get more knowledge under my belt, that's all. I was close. I was close. You're still in school. Not too far out of it. Man, done with high school 2 years? That means that you're younger than my younger brother. Spoilers. Since my younger brother is 1 year out of 2 years? How many years have passed? How old am I again? Ah, jeez. Like I'm roughly 4 years out of university, I think. When did I graduate? 2017? Yeah. Oh, no, that's 5 years. I don't know how to count. Well, 4.5 really. Let's see. I can see that you're starting to get very large. Forgotten. Please handle yourself appropriately, etc., etc. All right, let's see if this is going to work. I see that I get outputs is Invalid. I don't know if that's for this one or not. All right, cool. So we have icon PNG. We can draw on it. Actually, I probably shouldn't be drawing on this one. Let's draw on potato. Actually, let's refresh it. I just draw a face on it. That's very demonic looking. That's much better. Cover your VTuber avatar, I'm that big. All right. At least you're transparent, so you can kind of see through it. Anyways, let's give this a save. Control S. Ooh, did that work? So if I load this back in, ah, geez, file corrupt. Well, not a PNG file. It's fair enough. He's done it. It's pretty good. So we can still load things in. We can keep loading things in. That's interesting. What happens with this? Am I supposed to like wiggle the format into? Oh, I see. Okay. Ah, geez. Okay, so something like ultra broke here. So, friendly potato pixels. I think I need to convert this into the appropriate file format before I save it. Yeah, so we'll do main image dot or var image is equal to main image dot duplicate, and then this needs to be image, right? Oh, hold on, I need to lock it and then unlock it. I wonder if that was the only thing I needed to do, which is lock it first. All right, I can also see that Godot is complaining about the potato, the potato file, which is fair enough. I guess this one is like extra borked, and then there's no way back either, which is the unfortunate part. Put it here. All right, we'll just skip. We'll rename this to potato. Potato. Re-import it. Now, I think if I just do main image, convert into, what are the formats? It's just image formats, PNG formats, How do I save? Ooh. Or maybe that's just not possible. Maybe I have to do, like, I see that there's like a save PNG. Maybe I just need to do that. Interesting. Like, I don't think there's any conversion thing I can do for just saving an image to a buffer. Yeah, that probably isn't. Yeah, this is probably the completely wrong way to do it. But main image unlock, right? So we'll unlock it, and then we'll just need to remember to lock it afterwards. But here, I don't think I want to use file at all anymore then. I think what we'll want to do is just call main image save PNG. So like, it doesn't matter what file you were originally using. It's always going to be a PNG once I'm done with it. I think that's okay. I believe that this returns an error, so Let's see, if main image is not equal to OK, then we'll do the main logger error. Unable to save PNG at path. All right, so that might work. Let's give it a try. Enable. I see that we have some error output. No, that's fine. My eyes. So it's not how I would draw the eyes, for sure. I need a cutie. You do be cute though. Nice. All right, cool. It works. He's done it. He's done it. All right. Well, that's neat. How cool. Yeah. It's just that easy. As long as you have the plugin open, you click on a file, it'll auto-load in. And yeah. I need to check one more thing. I am past my end time, but we're on a roll here. But I do need to do some stuff a little after this. So, saving file at path. And then main logger info. Successfully saved file at path. One of these. So enable. So this is the potato. We can save it. Look at that. And then also we just have the plugin specific information here as well. Nice. Cool. Drawing and then saving a PNG file. Look. Well, I think I'm already past that. We can take a... Don't worry, I've already figured it out. Let's see, what is this? Draw new stuff into this. Record a viewport. I've already done recording viewport before. Actually, check it out. No one actually has a real answer, by the way. No one actually has a real answer. But I do. He's done it. I think they're... I guess they're talking about the transparency, though. Is my transparency still here, or no? Yeah, check it out. I also maintain transparency. Oh, baby. At least I tried. Yeah, well, it's all right. Gotta check the answers to make sure that there's a real viable answer first. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. This is pretty much what I would expect. I do need this to stop reading my inputs when I do this. How is your answer? My answer is pretty good. So check this out. I think that what a lot of people are struggling with, it looks like, is actually drawing to the image, but I've already got that to work. And then here you can see that I am just doing, I grab the image, I lock it, or I guess I unlock it. I save it as a PNG to the path. Then we lock it again. And then I suppose like this is might be incorrect, but yeah, that's probably better. Oh no. Ignore that. Yeah, this is pretty good, I think. This is pretty good. You override a save PNG? Yeah. There's a built-in save PNG thing. I don't think there's a way to save anything other than PNGs and EXR files. I'm not sure what EXR is. So I hope you like PNGs. We could use a file as well. I could just save like PNG to a buffer and then save that buffer inside of a file, but it must be PNG. So I might as well just use PNG. It's image format, so I remember. Yeah, well, so you have all these image formats here, but none of these are actually things that I can use, right? These are just like how it's handled internally or how it's treated internally. Right, but these don't handle like file formats. This is just how it's, you know, which channels do we have, or how are the channels even treated? So I'm really only familiar with sRGB, which I'm not sure which one of these this refers to. It might be RGB8. Pixar image format, funny enough. Really? At EXR? That's cool. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm gonna push this code. The next improvements is probably going to be like just better controls, I guess. Better controls and more configuration stuff. But better controls, better configuration, and then also just better saving. Because I think the save functionality is a bit weird right now. I would like to split it between like saving to cache and then saving like the original file. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, let's cd to dev, friendly potato, pixels. Oh, and I don't want to add any of these things. So let's go to here, say goodbye to potato and the other thing. There's no reason to include these in the Git repository. Git add all. Git commit. Oh. So add saving functionality. Save load functionality, really. Save loading functionality. That's pretty much it, yeah. Give that a push. This code is not yet open source, but it will be after I submit it for the jam. I think that this is probably a bit nicer than what other people have been doing. Let me actually check this out really quick. How big of a thing can I paste into here? All right, so this is a like really big landscape picture. Check this out. So we open this up. It's really, oh geez. The zooming is a bit janky the bigger the picture is. For sure. Oh man, look at that. Yo, this is actually like really fast. There's almost no lag. That's actually kind of sick. I suppose we're also just drawing on one layer as well. I think that if there are multiple layers, this might be a bit slower, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, like this is a really big, this is a 1600 by 900 image. So that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. Look how fast, look at the speed. We're not even running in release mode because this is running in the editor. And then also because it's we're making use of all the editor stuff as well, we can also do like a little bit of color picking. Oh, that's sick. All this built-in functionality. Yeah. But yeah. That's gonna be it for me for today. Let's not save this. I wish there was a way for me to just close it from here, but there's not. I guess we'll just eat it. That's cool. That's good to know. Good to know that this is really fast. Bigger mode on. I mean, let's see how big you can get. I've never actually tried like full size. Just hammer small. You're getting pretty large. How many streams do you have to work on this? I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Probably Friday, since I have Friday off, because I'm feeling pretty good about this thing as well. And then after that, I don't know. I mean, depends on what I'm feeling like. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll be live for sure tomorrow from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, working on this again, trying to get it into a functional state. If you haven't given the channel a follow already, I highly encourage you to do so. I stream Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, and on Wednesdays from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. There's a Discord if you want to check that out. You can find most of my code on my GitHub. This code right now that I've been working on is not available on GitHub. But it will be after I submit it for the jam. Just don't want anyone to steal it and submit it before I do. Because I think the code in it is pretty good. Or at least most of it. And the fact that it also just works with random code as well. Or not random code, but like standalone. It works. So, yeah. What else did I miss? No, that's it. MSR is tiny. Yeah. It happens sometimes. Let's see who's streaming since we have an okay amount of people. Let's see who else is doing Godot. The usual suspects are not doing Godot. Let's see. Let's see. There's Jitspo, but Jitspo doesn't need any more stuff. I'll send you over to Carb's code. I don't know. Looks like they're doing Godot. So let's hit it with a /raid this person. Never raided them before, but we'll see. There's 3 other people on Godot. Well, one of the people on Godot is just playing Final Fantasy V. So that's they've left the tag on by accident. But yeah, we'll send you the Carbs code. Another small viewer. Anyways, or small streamer. Yeah, get sent. Goodbye.